Morning all, Suburban Sentinel here, coming to you once again from very deep inside the Arabian Peninsula with another economics and finance video. If you believe that our economies in the Western world are by and large fake, if you believe that the fiat currencies that every industrialized country in the world has been using for decades is nothing more than a scam or a Ponzi scheme, if you believe that whatever you want to call it, a collapse, a reset, an unwinding of our current currency and economic systems is imminent, then I'm talking to you. If, however, you believe that the economies are fine and everything is going to be okay, well, that's great. I believe that you are delusional. I hope you're right, but I think you're delusional and that, at least financially, you are going to get your ass handed to you in the near future. When it comes to measuring costs or value, the vast majority of us have been conditioned to think in terms of our fiat currency. So, for example, this coffee cup costs, I don't know, $2 or $3. That's just the way we've been conditioned to think. And of course, if you're not an American, you may be measuring that in pounds or lira or something else. But regardless of whichever fiat currency you're used to, I believe this model of measuring costs or value no longer serves us. Most central banks are printing money like crazy, diluting the value of each unit of currency, and now you have all these market manipulations. Just about every market for commodities, currency, interest rates is being manipulated and or rigged. The price of goods in both relative and real terms is fluctuating wildly in many parts of the world. So thinking of what something is worth in fiat currency is just almost irrelevant at this point. Plus, if you are of the mindset that these fiat currencies are going away, it is high time we start thinking about value in a different way. And that different way for me is going back to the way it was just a few years ago, maybe 3, 4, 5,000 years ago. Let's think of things in terms of real money. And I'm talking about gold and silver. My wife and I started doing our financial planning and some of our budgeting in terms of the value of gold and silver. So to be more specific, we only use gold and silver for big ticket items. Our everyday items like food and clothing and cat food, thank you very much, we still just think about in terms of the local currency. But big ticket items, we always try to plan and price in terms of precious metals. So what do we mean by big ticket items? Well, I guess that's going to vary from family to family and person to person. But for us, it essentially means anything that has a street address, a house, anything that has wheels or wings, and anything that requires additional insurance on for the life of that item, we consider big ticket. So let's take a case study. When we go back to the United States, and that is, I should say, if we go back to the United States, we want to purchase another house. We sold our house when we came out here to no man's land. And in thinking about a house, let me get my numbers here. Today, a house we would feel comfortable buying and living in would cost us about 240 ounces of investment grade gold. So 240 ounces of gold, or about 16,200 ounces of silver. And quite frankly, I am not willing to pay that much in either gold or silver for a place to live. I believe that the value of the precious metals is going to go way up, and the absolute value or the real value of a home is going to go way down. So if we were going to buy today, I would basically not pay that. No way I would pay 240 ounces of gold for a house, or in excess of 16,000 ounces of silver. Our target prices for a home would be in gold, 75 ounces. And in silver, based on where I think the markets are going to go, 800 ounces of silver. So if a home that we would want dropped to 75 ounces of gold, I would probably buy it right now. Same thing if it was 800 ounces of silver. I don't even look at the prices of homes or land or anything else of that nature in dollars or other fiat currency. So why is this a good thing to do? Well, first of all, I think we better get used to being able to look at the values of big ticket items in gold and silver. This is Quinn, our latest little project. Crazy little kitten. Anyway, I think that it is a very strong possibility we will be trading gold and silver for different items in the fairly near future, especially big ticket items like homes. In addition, I think gold and silver are real money. And in deciding whether to pay an amount for a big ticket item, dollars today almost seem ethereal or unreal. In government, they're talking about billions and trillions of dollars and hundreds of thousands of dollars for homes that in just my father's generation were $6,000 or $7,000. So it's one thing to talk about these lunatic fiat currencies. It's another when you're considering buying something to look at the treasure in front of you, the physical treasure, and say, are we willing to give this much of these coins and these bars for that item? So that is my philosophy on valuing different items, cost and value. And I believe we should all get used to using precious metals. And for God's sakes, if you haven't done it, start buying some gold and silver. I think we are all going to really need it. So that's all I have to say for now. Thanks for watching. This is Suburban Sentinel. Ow! And Quinn, a little hellion of a kitten. Please thumbs up and subscribe if you like what you see. Questions, enlightening comments, and differing opinions are always welcome. Be safe, everybody.